Okay, I mean business now. I'm gonna take my camera case up there, my video camera case, so I don't get insulation all over, because I'm gonna have to drag it along. I did put some gloves on, and I put a long sleeve shirt on, okay? So, up the hole I go. Here's a tip for you too. See where that ladder access hole is? Well, and the ladder, I couldn't get this into the closet far enough the one way, so I put it in backwards. Okay, now I have to step up in there and then go from a rung here on up. So if you can't figure out how to do it front ways, if you don't have enough room, try the back way. Yeah, I guess that was a good idea, Michelle. Pull all that stuff down on the next shelf too, and then we'll drape something down over there, because chances are I'm going to get some insulation on there when I come back down and slide everything back. Okie dokie. See what I mean? I'm in the abyss. Let's get our other flashlight on. I've got to crawl through that to get over to the other side, because on this side here everything looks actually pretty good. See, that's where that roof transitions right there, so I can't crawl there. I've got to crawl over there. And see, I looked up over here, don't see any hanging bats anywhere. I don't know. I'm gonna humor her, and maybe I'll just find some bats down there after all. Now you see why I put my long sleeve shirt on, and you might even want to have a dust mask on. See, this stuff here is that blow-in insulation. See, it almost looks like cotton, or cotton candy even. See, it's all blown in. So I'm going to be careful, because every 2 feet or 16 inches, probably every 2 feet, there's going to be a ceiling joist. There's the top of a ceiling joist, and then there'll be another one, another one, another one. And I've got to be careful too. See that orange pipe right in there? That's a water pipe, and so I've got to go over that, and there's another one down in there. Just be careful as you go, okay? You can do it. Down here further, I've got my other flashlight here. Let's turn that on. See, without that flashlight, the one on my head actually is enough. So, and I've seen them, this one, the one that I have on my head, only has 2 lights on it. I've seen them with 3, you know, but that gives you pretty good light up here. So you don't necessarily need a flashlight, but I do have the flashlight, so I'm going to use it. Now see, I'm going to look down in the eaves, down in there, see where they were a little shy with the blow-in insulation all the way down there. They could be somewhere down like in there. I thought they might be hanging from the rafters or across these ties, these rafter ties. Looking down in there. So I'm going to have to kind of check each one of those bays. So I can't just look like this and say, okay, hey Michelle, I didn't see anything. And see what I found here that's sort of helping me. Walk the plank, matey. See there? There's a plank that goes all the way through there, and I'm kneeling on it right now. So that helped me. And you want to be careful, trying not to mat down this blow-in insulation. When I get done, when I back up out of here, I may take some of this and kind of foof it over a little bit, because once you mat this down and squeeze it, there's not as much insulation factor as that, as opposed to just having it out light. You know what I mean? So, see this kind of stuff, I kind of push this out from where I'm crawling, and I'll have to kind of straighten it up a little bit as I go on the way back. See, that's kind of how you want it. I can tell somebody was crawling around here once upon a time. There's some impressions. So every place where there's an impression, your R factor is not as good. Does that make sense? Because it's mashed down. Okay. Let's just look and see where I came from. See, I came, yeah, underneath that and all the way on down there to the crawl hole. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep going. At least I don't have to crawl too much further. I just have to go to there and check each one of these bays. I kind of doubt I'm gonna find anything, but you never know. I remember I was walking around the outside of the house. I didn't really see any holes up underneath the eaves and stuff, but you know, just up on the roof, these have some little dormer vents cut in, and if you're missing the screen, or if the screen is broken, let's say, you could get stuff crawling in through there, you know, rats crawling in, squirrels and bats, whatever. Okay, so you want to check those out. Do a periodic on your house and make sure you look around to keep them varmints out. I'm not seeing anything, and because this is such nice blow-in insulation, we would see any guano too, wouldn't we? That's bat poop, but the real name is guano. You know, I don't know if I'm going to crawl all the way over there in that little corner or not, but you never know. There could be a whole pile of it right over there, so I'm gonna check that out before I call it good. You never know where these creatures might be. Okay, no signs of bats. Sorry about that. If you were looking for bats on this video, no can do. I didn't find any. See the trail I kind of made in there, so I'm gonna have to kind of rearrange this as I go. And when you're up in the attic, keep in mind, you can inspect things as you crawl along. See if your ducting is strapped up properly, if you got any holes in your ductwork, or your plumbing pipes are strapped, or you don't have wires hanging all over the place, or if you've got a roof leak, or if you can see light up through here. See, this is all plywood on the roof. Sometimes you have 1x4 slats, and then the black paper goes over that, and then your shingles. And you might look up there and say, well, son of a gun, hey, I can see light through there. What's up with that? If you notice that, kind of get your bearings, see where you're at on the inside the attic, and then try to go up on the roof later and see where you can pinpoint it, you know? Stuff like that. Look around for anything unusual up here and stuff like that. Okay, on my way back. Well, I just got down from the attic, and see this little section here? Remember I said that roof, there's no way to get up in there, and that's where they are. Well, there's the wall there, and then you go into the garage. So see, that wall is about right here all the way down. There's no crawl hole up here, is there? That's what they need to do, is cut out a piece of sheetrock and make a little crawl hole, kind of like the closet one. See, there's nothing over here either. And that's something. I'm surprised the inspector let that go by, because usually any part of an attic, you have to have a crawl hole. Okay, he must have missed it. Wasn't his day. Look at that. They got a little mud dauber nest right there. And I noticed seeing another one. Oh yeah, there it is. See? Right there. Those holes are where the little black wasps go in there and have their babies. And come out into the garage and sting you. I better show her. That. I wasn't going to show you this, but check that out. Wow, nice body paint there. Yes, they have bathing suits on somewhere on the other side. That's a nice painting right there. Okay, so I'll suggest maybe putting a crawl hole in here. Shouldn't be that difficult to do. Then I can peek up there. I'm sure that's where they are. Well, that's all I have for this time. Joe on the fly, out.